like a business type deal thing that I think is very important for guys who are just starting up and just roll around town and intimidate people for money. It was to the point where we were even thinking about starting our own motorcycle gang and just rolling around town, the sons of finishers. Mike Jones.
Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Back to fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
He's a beast. He's a savage. Him and JM holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem. Who's doing it better than them? Very few.
Okay. From here on, nothing goes down unless I'm involved. No blackjack, no dope deals, no nothing. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in.
I really wasn't thinking of doing that, but.
Shout out to Joe Crack. Funk Flex BX in the building. We're gonna do this for a second time, so they thought the first one was a fluke, nigga. This is God's work. Yeah. We're gonna talk on this one. Yeah. I done survived in the Bronx amongst killers and thieves. Hustled in the cold and below 0 degrees. I done seen shit that most probably wouldn't believe. So this second time on Flex, fitting to be a breeze. Yo, Flex, respect to all these MCs that stepped in the spot. The lyrical elites, please keep repping them bars.
Yo, what up? Zach's Corner, Volume 6. What's up, everybody? I just had to lead in a little bit with that new Maslany freestyle. I think that's how you say it, Maslany. If you guys know me, big into hip-hop, I've always been. And Maslany drops a sick freestyle on Funk Flex. He's with Fat Joe. His first Funk Flex freestyle was super gangster, too. I'm a big fan of the freestyles. Even though they're not freestyles, they're obviously written verses. But I think that is a really dope freestyle. And I just kind of like the message that he's pushing right now, you know, especially with all these new rappers out there and mumble rap and all this crazy stuff that's going on in the game right now, which I can't get behind, and I don't even know what they're saying. But some of the beats are kind of catchy, but I can't really get down with mumble rap, so I'm just gonna move it along. But go check out on I think it's on Hot 97, Funk Flex, Big Cap, Funk C. I forget actually what the dude's name was back in the day. It was Funk Master Flex, and I think maybe Big Cap. They put out a CD. And it was like just a whole bunch of like crazy rappers. Like Funk Flex never really rapped. He just hyped up the crowd, and he was a DJ too. And that Maslany freestyle, peep it. Anyways, so I've been at home a lot lately. I haven't been able to train as much because I got a little skin infection from LA Fitness. So P.S. I hate LA Fitness. I'm canceling my membership. This is my PSA for all of you to also cancel your memberships at Dirty Ass LA Fitness. But I did get like a skin infection from there, so I've had to stay off the mats for a little bit. But that gives me an opportunity to, you know, jump back into the business stuff that I might have been neglecting because we've been training so much. So I always jump into that stuff right when I get laid up. You know, I do get to spend more time with my family, which is cool too. You know, get to hang with my fiance and have dinner with her and stuff, which I usually get to miss because I'm normally at the gym at that time. I get to hang with my dog a little bit more, so that's cool too. It just sucks being out because, you know, I had a big match coming up, so I'm going to have to skip one of them, but, you know, more opportunities will come, and it's, you know, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So I know that sounds corny, but that's just the truth, so I'm not letting it bother me too much. But luckily, JM's going to take my spot, which is dope because, you know, everybody loves to see JM compete, and, you know, he's been working on a lot of stuff, you know, since combat jiu-jitsu, and, you know, I don't know, I'm just selfish. I want to see dudes who I like to see compete. I mean, come on. I'm pumped to see him throw down in Kasai. He's facing a guy from Craig Jones's gym, so that's pretty dope. Thor is still in Kasai Pro. We got the Finishers tournament coming up. So I'm really busy, even though I haven't been able to do much. I'm just getting my back a chance to rest a little bit too, which is cool. Been having some lower back issues because I'm getting old, but I'm surviving out here in the streets. So, yeah. But I've been watching a lot of TV, and stuff like that, like stuff like Netflix. I got a Hulu subscription. It's hard. It's hard not being able to do what you want to do and being stuck in the house all the time. Some people like that, but I like to make moves. I like to be, coming and going. I do like, time at the house, but too much time is driving me insane. Maybe if you guys have ever seen the show The Strain. It's like a cool take on, I guess there's books and stuff to it too, but it's a cool take on zombies and not zombies, vampires. Vampire zombies, I would say, more than anything. And they have like a weird way of sucking people's blood. So it's pretty cool. Shout out to Mr. Satrakian. It's pretty dope. I would go check into that if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm not really into, it's not like I'm a big vampire guy. Like I've seen Interview with the Vampire. That was cool back in the day. What else? Man, I can't even think of the new one. Twilight, New Moon. There's all types of, new zombie, or not zombie, vampires, but this is like, kind of apocalyptic style, take on, vampires, and, the CDC was involved, and I don't want to give too much away, but just go check it out. I know it's only a couple of seasons, I think. I'm on like season 3 already, so I've been binge watching it. I also, the other night, was watching the movie Troy with my fiance. We were watching Brad Pitt, super oiled up. He was jacked in that movie. I'd like to get on the Brad Pitt diet, if you know what I'm saying. Also, it was just crazy how back in the day, the rulers just wanted to take one another over. And really, minuscule things that they started fights over, and thousands of people, it looks like, if some of these stories are true, died because the armies just attacked each other for things that could have just been settled through talking. But I guess back then everybody just wanted to be a warrior and everyone killed one another. It was crazy just thinking about it. Like, also too, like I'm not watching this right now, but if you've ever seen the Sons of Anarchy, half the people wouldn't be dead on that show if they just didn't lie to one another. That's insane, right? The mom, who is Peggy Bundy from Married with Children, Al Bundy's wife, just if she would have just stopped lying and stopped covering for herself and other people and just not been an asshole, then half of those people wouldn't be dead. And that's the truth. Watch the show. If you already watched it, think about it. How many times did they lie in that show? I can't come up with specifics, but they would just lie to one another why didn't they just tell one another the truth? They're supposed to be a family and all they're doing is lying to one another. So yeah, but still a good show though. I always enjoyed Sons of Anarchy. Me and my cousin back in the day, I used to just watch Sons of Anarchy like crazy. And, we were even it was to the point where we were even thinking about starting our own motorcycle gang and just rolling around town, the Sons of Finishers or whatever, and just roll around town and intimidate people for money. So that's when I was really broke, guys. I really wasn't thinking of doing that, but what I wanted to, good segue, but I wanted to talk to you guys this week about another, like a business type deal thing that I think is very important for guys who are just starting up, either, any type of martial arts business or especially a jiu-jitsu school. And there's so many jiu-jitsu schools popping up all over the place now. Back in the day, like there was nowhere to train. There was no jiu-jitsu schools. Now, like, I feel like, we got our school and we're like the powerhouse in the area. Not to toot on our horn, but we're doing pretty good. We got a lot of good guys that want to get good, and we got a lot of normal guys too. But I get pumped up talking about the crew because I love everybody so much, and everybody's training so hard, and we are doing really well. Like we're getting broadcasts all over the place. So I'm just excited I just get hyped when I talk about the team. You know what I mean? You could tell I've been off for a week. What's going to be dope about what I'm going to tell you guys about today is when we first started up, because there is so many, startups out there and guys that I know that, maybe they're listening to this, maybe not, maybe they'll have to go back to this if they end up finding out about me, about this podcast later on. They'll go back and listen to these, but hopefully I give some good tips. And I think this week's, like I said, some of the business type stuff, one of them is just, some people might call it guerrilla marketing, right? Now, I'm no Gary V. Not going to be able to tell you exactly what to do, but I'll just tell you what I did. And our school is pretty successful right now. Like I say, we're a success. We're successful, but maybe we're not a success yet because, I want to keep this going for a while. I know we've been in business for, I think, over 5 years now, which is pretty crazy. I'd have to go back and double check. I'm so stupid on dates. I don't understand why I can't put timelines together, but I have a solid memory, guys. So, but what I did when we first started up, at first, I did a few things. Like I did like a local Groupon. I don't do, and some of this stuff, believe me, I don't do it now, but I'm saying just to start out, you might want to look into it, right? We don't do it now. We just kind of, we had to not shut off how many students we have, but we had to kind of like we didn't even have any ads going for a while. We just kind of had to lay low on it because we wanted to get the right type of students, not just get anybody in there. Now, you might be in a situation where you just need to get anybody in there. Like, I'm just going to flat out and say it. You know, you might just need to get any students. You don't give a crap about what type of quality students they are, like people who are going to, you know, sign up for a month and then quit out of nowhere, but you might need that month, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking back to this time period when we had, you know, we already had kind of a little bit of following because me and JM did martial arts in this area, but I just wanted to get the word out to anybody. So I was willing to like maybe put an ad somewhere where I wouldn't, you know, really do it now. Like I was willing to look into things. So one of the things I did, like I said, we did a Groupon and we did another thing. I can't remember what it is, but a Groupon style type thing. And it was like deals to get people in because we were a startup and we weren't really known as much. So we kind of had to, you know, we didn't charge as much as we charge now. We had to charge less because, you know, we were a startup, you know, and you got to start off somewhere. You got to get a bunch of guys in. So now if I was starting a school, if I was starting a new school, like when we go to open up our second school, what I would do is just try to, and this is off topic again, I'm getting crazy. And that was one critique I got from the last one was to stay on topic. So let's just stay with that and I'll go back to that. But, you know, maybe you want to do a Groupon. Maybe you want to like throw your name on a card that goes to a bunch of different people in the area. Like maybe you want to do a mailer and just mail out to, you know, get some cool flyers and hit like the local area, just like your zip code. And if you go to like the post office, you could just pick with the post office or like I forget, maybe like a local printer too. They do these things. They have deals with the mailman and you can send your cards out to everybody. You want to get like a nice flyer made with like a couple of pictures, what you guys offer. This is a huge one that's important that I think every business needs, no matter whether you started, you're just starting out, or whether you're killing it, like, you know, you're like the Main Brothers or something, or you got like 5 billion schools like Tiger Schulman's, you know, or you got a bunch of schools like 10th Planet. You need a website. You need a really good website, and at least go to Squarespace, use a promo code Joe Rogan or whatever it is, and you get like $10 off your first month. But start. You know, if you have the money to pay someone to do it, by all means do so. But if you don't, you know, do it yourself on Squarespace and make it look nice. But the main thing you need on that website is you need somewhere that you can get someone's information. Like they can put in a box, and they have it on Squarespace. You can put in a box. And if you want an example of this, go to finishersjujitsu.com, or you can go to finishersmma.com or 10pbethlehem.com. Those are all websites that we have. And you can go to those, and 2 of them will bring you to one, and then the other one's going to bring you to our tournament site. And on there, we register people on there all the time for the upcoming tournaments and stuff. That one's finishersjujitsu.com. That's a good one to look at because I made that, and I suck at making websites. But check that out. And you just they put their info in, and then you get their info in an email. Or like we're using a website, a company called 97 Display. They did a great job now. They are like $300 a month to have like a company run your website. And but now that we've kind of established ourselves, like I said, maybe in the beginning, and it was great in the beginning to have 97 Display. Maybe in the beginning I go with the website company if I got some extra scratch on the side, you know, $300 a month. And then what happens is you know, they kind of, you know, do a good job of your Google listing and all this other kind of jargon online that I don't understand. And then you end up getting leads from it, and they kind of control your leads. You can do graphs, you can do all types of shit that me and JM were too lazy to do with it. But maybe you're like a nut with this stuff and you want to get on the website, but it hosts your schedule. It has all the information up there. Also, people can sign up from your website. You can pay, you know, a couple of bucks, and, you know, they could buy like a $30 deal or like an $80 deal, or sign up for the first month, sign the waiver, be paid, show up to your class, and have already, you know, paid for the first class, or however you're doing it, right? So that's just some tips on the website. But you need one of those even before the Groupon, and you start doing local advertising. If you don't have a website where people can get information, then you're playing yourself. And if you have a website where you can't get their information if they're interested, you're playing yourself, all right? So get those things taken care of right away. That's what I would do first. For a while, we didn't even have that. We're so stupid. But we learned, you know, because we know how to run a business like this, right? And then after that, like once we had the website and we had students, and, you know, we started doing, like I said, a little bit of local advertising. I thought that was important because the local people got to know who you are. You should be big in your community. Now, I've slacked on it a little bit because, like I said, we've been busy competing a lot. But I have a couple things coming up. We're going to do a another vegetarian festival. And I told this story several times to people, but I decided to do a vegetarian festival. My buddy Steve helped me out. My fiance Kat helped me out. We put up a table. I had a TV playing with some just 10 Planet Eddie Bravo books down there. I think I had some videos playing of just like class and shit like that. And people watched it and they were interested in it. We ended up getting a couple of guys from it. And some of our best students, some of our best guys, JP and Billy and, their whole crew and Big Bill and and Zach and everybody, they brought us so many guys and they're such a dope crew of dudes. Like, I'm so glad to have met them and be friends with them now. JP's having a baby, so that's pretty dope. Hopefully I didn't break that news. No, everybody knows about that shit already. So, I fucking love those guys. Sorry, I shouldn't be cursing, but that's okay. I got to do it sometimes just because, I get fired up because that was like a chance that I took. I paid $300 or whatever for that festival. I went down there and then I met these guys and I was like, damn, this is like, it's so cool. Like all the friendships I made just through doing this. But then also too, like if you're thinking about your business, you just got 8 students. You know what I mean? That's pretty dope. And they're the type of quality students that you really want. So, I mean, it's almost like an interview. I tell people too, when I'm talking to people, like if they're sounding like kind of a jerk or they're going to rip us off or waste my time, I don't even have time for it right now. Like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste theirs. I just want to teach people who want to learn. That's all. I don't want to teach people who are looking for a deal. And that's why right now I don't really have any deals for people, but maybe back then I did. When I first started, like I said, I had the Groupon deals. I had the website, a deal on there. We tried the free month. We tried all these different things. I'll tell you what is working, what worked for us for a long time was, just paying for a cheap first month. Or no, did we do that? Yeah, if you pay for like a cheaper first month to try to get the person in the door, and then maybe the price goes up. Some people don't like that, or you could do like a $99 first month, and or like if you sign up for the first 3 months, or you could do. There's so many different deals, and I feel like you really got to find out for your area what works. What we do now is like I feel like we're more established. We change things up, but what we used to do, like I said, is we had no contract and we just had people come in and sign up, and it was $100 a month, and that was it. You could train at the school as much as you want, and we were just hoping to give good classes, and I think that's a huge importance too. But once we had the ability to start raising the price, we started to find that we weren't getting as many people coming in just trying to waste our time. Because in the beginning, sometimes people who are out looking for a deal, on martial arts, maybe they come onto it and just they want to give it a whirl, not like as someone who's actually looking into it. I find generally when someone's like searching out your website and coming to your school for that first class, and if you charge like $30 for the first class, only the guys who really want to try it come, and then you're going to find pretty solid students from that, but that's, like I said, that it could be a different time. You could be already established. Maybe you got to do that. If you're just starting out, you might want to say, okay, I'm going to give out like anybody who is a referral. I'll give them a cheap price or something, or I'll give them money back or something, some incentive to get people to come in, get people to find out about your school locally. And I was just talking about the vegetarian festival. I'm going to do that again coming up in Easton. I'm going to do another one. We didn't do the Bethlehem one because I feel like it kind of fell apart, but I am going to go do the Easton one coming up in October. I'm going to start hitting the colleges again. Like now, I didn't do it for a long time, and now I'm getting back to it. So I'm going old school guerrilla marketing. Like I've heard crazy stories of people doing stuff, but I'm just going to have some of the teenagers maybe hit flyers, some colleges, stuff like that. It's kind of annoying to do, but if you got the time to, and you got like an in somewhere, like really get people going with that because it's important. You're getting people in the community to find out about you. Like one time, me and one of our students, Big Chris, back in the day, shout out to Big Chris, went down to the festival, we just went down to, where was it? Downtown Easton, dropped off a whole bunch of flyers, and we ended up getting a student from it, because he saw the flyer, but a year later he came in. So I thought that was pretty dope. You could do that. You can find these weird connections with people, and then they become your student for life. I think that's super important, and I think it's cool to do too. Something always happens when you get out in the community. Every time me and JM would do that back in the day, we would go out, one of us would like land a job somehow, some weird way, or like we would meet a dude, and like it would be cool, because really if we were just sitting there, nothing was happening. So if we went out, something could happen. If you're like kind of thinking of what to do, like I said, maybe hit the colleges, maybe find a place that has a huge parking lot and flyer it, maybe ask, or get in trouble for it. We also flyered a parking lot at one of the fights one time, and some of the it kind of iced, and the ice came down and took the flyers and really like jammed them encased in ice on people's expensive BMWs, and someone's car got ruined and they were pissed. And then I told them that the kids did it and it wasn't us, even though it was me and two of the kids. So that's kind of like I lied, but I didn't want to. At the time, we didn't have very much money and I couldn't afford to pay for someone's BMW. So we apologize if that happened, but I think they might have been lying about that too. I'm not quite sure. I never saw the evidence. I told them to show me the evidence and they never said any. So I'm just going to go with it never happened. I hope I was able to clarify that. I don't want to, I have a lot of crazy stuff. I'm always jumping around like a maniac, but I'm trying to hone it in. So just bear with me over the next couple episodes and I really start honing in, not jumping all over the place, and really try to get my stories down. I find that writing things down really helps me. I have, you can ask anyone who hangs around me. I got notes out the wazoo, but I feel like writing things down really helps me remember things and holds me accountable. Like, oh, you didn't do that. Like, it's kind of, the notes kind of like laughing in my face and I just got to get it done. And when I have the time, I kind of like cross off things that mean most to me. I think that was in the Tim Ferriss book that I read too. So I'm trying to like knock things out in order of importance. And I put things off a lot too. So don't think, oh, Zach, he's some crazy hustler. He is. He's definitely hustling. But I do forget about things and ignore stuff sometimes. I don't want to do it. But I feel like if I wrote it down, I'm like, okay, I can hold myself accountable for it. So let's see. The last tip. Oh, I want to throw this out there too. The last tip I would do, and I think this is, let me know what you guys think too. If you listen to this, let me think it's a good idea. If you're in my area and you listen to this podcast, which I know I have a lot of local listeners, guys who train at my school or just people I know from Facebook and stuff like that. So if you are a local listener, I'm looking to open up a second school somewhere in the Bethlehem area. Right now, ours is on the cusp of Easton and Bethlehem. And I feel like we're getting a lot of people from Easton and Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg is New Jersey. It's right across the border from us. But I am looking to move into Bethlehem. I would love to get a nice little spot in Bethlehem. Maybe that's good for like 50, 60 students. And we just pack the place out because I feel like a bunch of people in Bethlehem might not be able to make it out to our school all the time, even though a lot of people drive over 2 hours to come train at our school. But some people, they want to make that drive. But maybe if I introduce it to them in Bethlehem and then just, Bethlehem Jiu-Jitsu slaps them in the face, they might know. So me and JM are looking to expand always. So we're looking to move into Bethlehem. So if anybody sees any spots, be on the lookout, get your owl or hawk eyes out. And if you see any spots, send them to me. Let me know what you think, or just give them a call. Just call them up and be like, yo, how much you want for this place? I'm with the jiu-jitsu school. And they're like, what? Are you the owner? No. Be like, I'm with the jiu-jitsu school, all right? It's like Fight Club out in this piece. We're all Tyler Durden, So hit them up and just be like, yo, how much for the spot? We're looking to rent it. We want to see, what the square footage is. And maybe we can get a second place going. And I think the tidbit that I would drop out there, what I'm going to do when I go to open the second school, is I'm going to give people a hefty discount if they sign up, if they want to come in and pay the year off as a new student, or if they want to come in and sign up the first 50 people we sign up, we're going to give them a crazy deal to train at the school. If you want to have a membership to train at both schools, maybe we kick it up a little bit and not kick it up a notch or something like that. Like if you want to train at that school and you want to train at the other school, the HQ, whoa, hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves, white belt. You ain't just coming to HQ. You know what I mean? You got to buy the double package, or pay more. And I'm not trying, I'm being funny, but I'm also true on that one because, it's like having a membership to all the gyms. Like I'd love to let you come take class, but maybe there's a package where you get like one class at the other school all the time, or you just train at that school. And I want to make that one more like, beginner friendly and stuff too. And we have a bunch of instructors and I want to start getting these guys more experience too. So if you find any spot, even if it's like 700, 800, 900 square feet, holla at your boy. Decent location, maybe some parking would help. Get that going. Call 610-967 Mike Jones. I'm just kidding. That was I forget what the Mike Jones were, but I don't know if you remember that from back in the day. Mike Jones. And he gave out his phone number and stuff. Did anybody call it? Be honest. Did you call the Mike Jones number? I did. So if you don't listen to hip hop, you probably have no idea who Mike Jones is. Paul Wall and Slim Thug, but that was some of the mouth of the South right there. So I don't know. I think that's Zach's Corner right there. I'm kind of going nuts here at home. So if you're bored, hit me up, send me some moves. Let me break it down. And I think I'm going to come back with the next podcast. I'm going to try to get a guest on here. It's either going to be trying to get my cousin Matt to come up, trying to get Mike Fauerbach in from Never Again Radio. He, runs a small business too, so I want to get him on, and we're just going to keep talking that talk. So if you're looking for us, check out finishersjujitsu.com. If you're in the area, 10pbethlehem.com, finishersmma.tv. I'm hucking everything. Finishers Coffee coming soon. Finishers freaking everything. Finishers Enterprises, and I think one of the upcoming episodes, I'm going to talk about how, building a brand and how we kind of built our little brand and, the kind of niche, if you will, that we're in. So appreciate you guys listening, but that has been Zach's Corner Podcast. Zach Maslany, out-ta! Psych, I didn't leave you on that. I can't do that. I was going to do like the Seacrest out, but actually, now I'm out. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. If you're looking for an organic vape CBD, you can go to vapebright.org and you can use a promo code Finishers. You get 10% off.
I love Vape Bright. Now, for only $6 a month, you can get inside access at finishersmma.tv. Just like if you were training at 10th Planet Bethlehem yourself, there will be approximately one class each week filmed and uploaded to the site, along with extra technique videos being uploaded all the time and any seminars that Bethlehem hosts. For $6 a month, you can get access, or if you're looking for bigger deals, there's 2 discount packages. You can pay $30 for 6 months, which gets you 1 month for free, or $50 for a whole year, which amounts to 3 full months free. So go to finishersmma.tv now and get access today. Beautycounter.com/Catherine Beck. Or you can check out my own personal website, blog. I've got some Beauty Counter essential oils, recipes up on there. Lifewithcat.net, CAT for cat.